So this is a little different than what we usually get. It looks like we've got Venus Gaijin, friend of the channel, with the struggles Japanese bands face touring overseas. So it looks like we're going to learn something here. This is just from 5 days ago. And thank you so much, Michael, for sharing this with us. So it's not a music video per se, but it touches on a subject near and dear to all of us. Please enjoy. Thank you so much, Michael, for sharing this one with us. Again, Venus Gaijin. Let's check it out.
This is the Tawari called Black Hole, you know.
Several Japanese rock and metal bands have faced significant challenges while performing overseas, revealing how physically, technically, and logistically demanding international touring can be. Starting with Bandmade, the band experienced physical strain during their 2022 U.S. tour. While performances on stage remained strong, behind-the-scenes footage from tour-related documentary content showed guitarist Konami dealing with visible exhaustion. These backstage moments suggested that the intense schedule, travel, and performance demands were taking a toll on her physical condition. Even so, she continued through the tour, reflecting the band's high level of discipline and professionalism.
Wow. I forgot about that. I remember there was like she had some type of episode because like I went to 3 shows on this tour and I remember hearing about something like her having a dehydration. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, like something that you don't always think about with these artists is that it is such a strain on the body. And like we were talking about earlier, when I was talking about that quote that was shared with us from which artist was that? From the No Men quote, Kokona talking about like how even the weather can affect you in your relationships and stuff. And I was talking about how even the weather can affect my reaction to what I'm doing, like filming a video or whatever. Same thing, like when you're in the performing arts in a band and you're not feeling well, you're sick or whatever it is, these outside factors, or you're just physically exhausted, it makes it so much harder to do your job. And so when you can actually continue to perform and put on a show like she did, I mean, the shows we saw, even the last one, Chicago, at the end of the tour after she's like completely beat down by the tour, was still an amazing show. And the fact that she was dealing with all this behind the scenes, this exhaustion, and just like, because you know, the last thing you want to do when you're feeling like that is be in front of people, let alone like have all the attention on you and have to perform. And like you have all this pressure because people paid money to travel and to see you and to be entertained by you. And you don't have the option to be like, I don't feel good. I don't want to do this today. You know, like you have to do it because people have traveled to see you. And it's so much pressure. So the fact that she continued to perform the way she did and put on these fun shows, like, dang, that's really impressive.
Hanabiya faced a more direct health-related issue during their 2026 North American tour. Vocalist Yukina developed a severe throat condition due to high vocal strain. As a result, 2 shows at Brooklyn Bowl on March 14th and the Fillmore Silver Spring on March 15th were canceled.
I don't remember
this. The band later appeared in person at the Brooklyn venue to apologize directly to fans.
I hope you continue to support our band. Thank you.
That's so tough.
Nemophila encountered multiple types of challenges across different tours. In October 2025, 3 U.S. shows in Los Angeles and New York were canceled due to force majeure circumstances linked to organizer-related issues. Reports pointed to a financial dispute involving increased logistical costs.
That's the one that Yo-Yoko was going to open for. And that, I mean, again, that immense pressure when you have not only your fans counting on you and your show, but also other artists that are like, counting on doing this performance and the effect it'll have on their career and stuff. Like, just an insane amount of pressure. Also, Sandman, good point. The less money a band has, the less days off in between performances they can afford. That's the thing. Like, doing overseas tours, bands aren't profiting much, if at all. They're paying for travel expenses, rental, renting equipment, renting venues, booking hotel stays. Like, there's food, all the different expenses that come with travel, plus, wardrobe, lights, like all the stuff, strings, sticks. It's insane how much stuff goes into it. So like when these small bands are doing these overseas tours, they're probably not profiting much at all. And like Sandman said, they have to fit as many performances as possible into as short of a time as possible to even make it possible to do the tour. Even if they're not making any money, like to be able to afford to do the tour, they got to keep it going as quick as possible. Just something you don't think about as a fan. You're like, oh yeah, I'll go buy a $50 ticket and support my favorite band. But at the end of the day, like, they're kind of doing us a favor by coming to the overseas shows.
Shortly before the tour, which the promoter could not meet, leading to the cancellations. Additionally, during their 2022 U.S. activities, vocalist Mayu performed while over 7 months pregnant, including at the Aftershock Festival Komi. With medical approval, she completed the performances safely before taking maternity leave. However, her condition led to adjustments in the band's touring schedule, delaying further U.S. plans until 2023. Finally, Love Bites faced technical difficulties during a U.S. show. According to some fan reports, the performance was affected by repeated in-ear monitor failures, impacting vocalist Asami, inconsistent sound mixing that at times buried instruments,
That's really
and
frustrating.
equipment issues involving Fami and Miyako. These issues were likely related to venue limitations and reliance on local audio staff rather.
Dude, in-ear monitor issues while you're performing live is one of the most frustrating issues you can have because it's messing you up and the quality of your performance, but no one in the audience knows like why you're screwing up or performing poorly, or if you get off of the backing track or whatever happens, you can't hear yourself, so you're not properly monitored and you can't like stay in pitch, whatever it is. The audience doesn't know that you're struggling with in-ear monitor issues. So it's like they just like you're giving a poor performance, and then knowing you screwed up and everyone saw it, but they don't know why, you have to continue to perform and put on an entertaining show. It's just super frustrating because you just got to smile through it and keep playing.
Were likely related to venue limitations and reliance on local audio staff rather than a dedicated touring crew. It is important to note that the observations regarding Love Bites are based on comments from some fans who attended the show. Across all these cases, a clear pattern emerges. International touring presents serious challenges, from physical exhaustion and health risks to financial disputes and technical failures. Even so, these bands consistently demonstrate resilience, maintaining high performance standards and strong connections with their global fan base. Beyond these specific cases, Japanese bands touring overseas often face a broader set of structural challenges. Long-haul travel between continents leads to jet lag, sleep disruption, and weakened physical condition over time. Tight touring schedules with little recovery time increase the risk of burnout and injury, especially for vocalists and high-energy performers. Logistics also play a major role. Transporting instruments, securing reliable backline equipment, and coordinating with local crews can introduce inconsistencies in sound quality, something frequently noted not only in Love Bites shows, but also in performances by bands like Baby Metal during earlier international tours, where sound mixing varied significantly depending on the venue. Financial risk is another critical factor. Overseas tours require high upfront investment, visas, flights, freight, crew, and accommodation, and profitability often depends on promoters. There are also notable historical examples. Japan faced multiple delays and logistical complications when attempting to expand internationally in the late 2000s, including canceled shows tied to management and financial issues. Similarly,
if X Japan struggled with it, what hope do people have? Like, it's a lot, dude, for a band to take on. It almost like, because naturally a band wants to retain rights to their music and full control over their career and stuff. But it gets to a point where if you want to expand, you almost have to rely on a larger organization that specializes in the logistics of all this. So that's how bands end up having to give rights away to their music or their property, is they need help making these things possible, which sucks because no one wants to give rights over to a label to the art that they created or to tour management companies or whatever. I don't know. But you almost have to make these large scale tours work out.
Dear Ungray encountered early challenges breaking into Western markets, performing in smaller venues with limited technical support before building a stable touring infrastructure. Ultimately, what these cases show is that success overseas is not just about musical talent. It requires endurance, financial stability, reliable partnerships, and adaptability. And despite these obstacles, Japanese rock and metal bands continue to expand globally, proving their commitment to reaching fans around the world.
This is the Tawari called Black Hole,
Cool video. Thank you so much, Venus Gaijin, for making this video, helping us appreciate our favorite Japanese bands even more, and the fact that they do still make the effort to come visit us overseas, even though it's a bit of a sacrifice for them. And thank you again so much, Michael, as well, for sharing this video with us. Really appreciate it.
You can sub if you want to. If you don't, nobody will. And you can act real cool and nothing like a fool, and I can act like an imbecile.
Stream my anime and full concert reactions by joining my Patreon. There you can make your own reaction requests or visit my website, all linked below. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.